Another Weather Wednesday. On this Weather Wednesday, well, it's a little late for you guys. I apologize. Unfortunately, Science on a Sphere is still not working for us today. But I promised that I would give you a Weather Wednesday. And there is a lot to talk about. So, backup plan, we're going to show you some awesome pictures about what's going on. And also want to just share with you guys, just some things just going on in the weather recently. Man, it's been a very interesting week. We're going to start off talking about the big Derecho event that happened in the Midwest. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? I think it was just 2 days ago. Man, it was Monday that the big Derecho event happened. This reminds me of the Derecho event that hit Colorado at the end of May. Do you guys remember that too? I did a Weather Wednesday about that one that happened also. But I want to remind you what a derecho is. A derecho is, in the Spanish, means straight wind or straight line. So here I want to show you several pictures of derecho and derecho events here. So first off, here we have a nice picture provided by one of the area news programs. And they created this graphic to show you that a derecho is created by a line of thunderstorms that kind of come together. They're typically at least 150 miles long string of thunderstorms. And as the rain falls behind it, that air is cooled. And as it cools, it pushes out. So that's more dense. It falls towards the ground. As it hits the ground, it kind of spreads out in all directions, and especially in the front, because that's the direction of motion of that storm. And so you see this warm air getting sucked up and keeping those thunderstorms going. And then the cool rain cooling the air behind it. Cold air is more dense, hits the ground, pushes it along the front. It can cause a lot of damage. Let me go forward to this guy right here. You can see that some of the definitions of a derecho is that it causes wind damage for over a path of about at least 250 miles. Also, I want to add to that is that the significant wind gusts have to be at least over 58 miles an hour. In the case of Monday's derecho event, there were several instances of winds well over 58. In fact, if I go back here, you can see all of these blue areas. All of these blue areas indicate damaging wind and also power outages. So wind events, power outages, trees falling all across the Midwest there. Now, it caused over 1 million people to be without, 1 million houses and businesses to be without power. Majority of those was in Iowa and Illinois. So significant damage across the Midwest there. It also hit Chicago, Indiana, and Michigan to some extent too. But by then, the strength of it had decreased. Some really cool pictures from the derecho event. This is that storm cloud coming in. It's that gust front, or the cloud front that we were talking about moving in. Can create some pretty significant wind events. Some wind gusts were reported up to 112 miles an hour. That is enough to damage a lot of things, especially if they're not tied down or heavy. Satellite image of the event. We'll get back to that in just a minute. One of the more popular pictures circling the internet right now are the grain silos in Luther, Iowa. And really unfortunate that happened, because that is a significant part of the harvest infrastructure. So it's going to probably affect a lot of the harvesting this summer for the United States. Here's a radar image of that gust front moving across. There's the Michigan, Lake Michigan here, moving across Chicago there. And this is a composite of the radar image, composite of radar images as it's moving across Iowa, Illinois here, taken at different times. So it was an all-day event. And that doesn't happen too often, where those thunderstorms just keep going and moving across. That is a pattern of derecho events. So a lot of cleanup going on in the Midwest, very significant weather event that happened to them. And so keep them in your prayers and keep them in your thoughts as we as they clean up and we go through those time. I want to mention that this satellite image is something, guys, that you can take a look at too. I want to point out a quick website over here on my other screen. Right here, there is a website that you can access yourself. I've mentioned this before in previous Weather Wednesdays, but I want to remind you, if you go to Google and you type in Real Earth, you can access this University of Wisconsin website, where it is a mix. This is a compilation of satellite images. So if you click on this middle tab right here, products, you can see all different kinds of radar images. And so I just encourage you to play around with that, and you can see what the current radar image is. And also, if you go up to this animation, you can change a bunch of things up in the animation and make this play too. So definitely something to check out. To wrap up, in the United States, we aren't the only ones facing significant weather. Also, I want to talk about India and China real quick. So if I go back in my pictures here, Mongolia. Have you heard of the Mongolian desert? This is the desert in western China that is right on the other side of the Himalayas. That's why there's a desert there. Well, once in a while, they'll get a thunderstorm or something come through. And if it's a severe thunderstorm, it is possible for them to get tornadoes. And so there was an amazing video that captured the Mongolian tornado from, I think it was over the weekend. So that's something to check out on the internet, is that video of the tornado going through this Mongolian village. So very significant there. Fortunately, thankfully, no one was killed in this, but there were several injuries during that tornado there. Really crazy to see. Also, in India, India has the whole Southeast Pacific has been experiencing a very strong monsoon season. So a lot of rain. You probably heard me talk about the flooding going on in Japan a couple of weeks ago. There's been very strong monsoonal rains that have hit Southeast Asia this season, and that's causing a lot of flooding, landslides, etc., especially in India. These are pictures taken from India. And unfortunately, that's not going to stop. I was looking at the forecast for all of India, and it looks like they're going to continue to get some rain coming through. So not going to dry out anytime soon. So that's what I have for you guys. Thank you for sticking with me. I apologize for the technical difficulties today. We look forward to hearing from you. Do you guys have any questions about this stuff? Do you want to see something in particular? We want to hear from you guys. So please leave us a comment. Give us a thumbs up, thumbs down. Give us some feedback. We want to hear from you guys. And also, if you recall the last Weather Wednesday, I was asking if there was a particular time of day that you want to see these live Weather Wednesdays. Let us know. We are here to listen, and we look forward to hearing from you guys. So until next time, thank you for watching this week's Weather Wednesday. Talk to you later.